So I'm Dr. Daniel W Hart. I'm a senior research fellow at the University of Pretoria in the Department of Zoology and Entomology. As a senior research fellow, my main role is to focus on translational evolutionary biology, which sounds very fancy, but what it is simply is we learn from the past how animals survive and thrive in their own environment today and in the past, but then we use these amazing adaptations to help humans and possibly other animals with climate change and with medical conditions and healthcare. So we're very fortunate in Africa. We have a very unique rodent family, which is part of mice and rats, called African mole rats. They're only found in sub-Saharan Africa, and we believe they hold the key to the fountain of youth and many other things plaguing humans, even mental health. So they live underground their whole lives, but they also live in these giant families of up to 300 individuals. And in those families, you have one breeding female, we call her the queen, like a bee, and one breeding male, and everyone else works together to help that breeding female thrive. But because they live underground and they live in such unique and somewhat harsh environments, they have evolved incredible adaptations that we can use to understand how we age, for example, how we get cancer, how we have dementia. Their social systems are also highly complex. Each mole rat had their own voice, just like humans, and then each family had its own dialect or accent. They cooperate together, they work together, and they therefore face very similar challenges as we do. As often with evolution and adaptations, they've been able to find mechanisms both within them and socially to avoid the pressures and problems that are associated with stress that comes from a social environment. I love patterns, and my work allows me to ask a question, find the pattern, and then follow it until we get an answer or reveal a new pattern. And that's probably one of the most exciting things is discovery. The research I'm in, we get to do on a daily basis. We call it eureka moments or high-five moments. And I've had high-five moments with some of the greatest scientists in the world knocking on the door of Nobel Prizes, and they all get just as excited as I was when I first came out of high school. They're all the same when they are great scientists. It's that excitement of discovery. Well, I'm very fortunate because not every single day is different for me. Some days I lecture undergraduate students. Other days I work with my postgraduate students, which are like masters and PhD students. Other days I'm working with my collaborators overseas. Some days I'm in the lab, hands-on with my animals. And some of the best days are when I get to go to the field. Within our lab, it's not only researchers and students, but we have a fantastic team of animal technicians and animal carers. Some may be through veterinary nursing or peri-veterinary studies. Others have gone through other studies such as zoology and botany. This type of science, evolutionary biology, is impossible without teamwork. We are joined by collaborators from researchers that focus mainly on behavior of animals, all the way down to bioinformaticians, which focus on gene expression, and everyone in between, which includes microbiologists, people that focus on climate predictions, people that are in medicine. So we do work with biomedicine people, we work with cancer biologists, we work with botanists, we work with mathematicians, data scientists. We work on large movement packages, including people where we need geographists. Just like the mole rats, we have to work together as a team to survive and actually push forward science. So I grew up in Pietermaritzburg in KwaZulu-Natal. I come from a close-knit family, but no, not scientists, a blue-collar worker and a nurse. When I went to school, however, I did have quite bad learning disabilities, which many people actually said I wouldn't even be able to go higher up in any form of education. But due to great support from families and friends and finding other passions, such as sport for myself, and actually just putting my head down and do some hard work, I was able to, I wouldn't say overcome it, because I use some of the things I've learned during those periods to help me to this day. And with that outlet, I was able to grow more and more in love with science. You can work as hard as you want, but you need help. And ask for help. And that is the easiest thing. And people often don't do it because they get embarrassed. But don't be embarrassed. We have so many different types of people all over the world. Be yourself, ask questions, and seek help. And that will drive you through for the rest of your life. If you just lose the embarrassment or the pride that you may have.